Hi, everyone. It's Robin, and I'm excited you're here with us today because we are diving into the cosmic energies of July 2025 with our go-to astrologer and soul sister, Stevie Calista. If you've been feeling all the feels lately or wondering what the heck the universe is up to, you're not alone. July is a powerful month of emotional insight, energetic shifts, and opportunities to truly step into your light. And Stevie is here to help us decode it all in a way that feels grounding, empowering, and totally aligned. Hi, Stevie.
Hi, I'm
Oh my
excited to be
goodness.
here.
I'm excited you're here because I feel like we've been talking about this since January. July was going to be a big month.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
July is a big month. There's lots of shifting energies. There's lots of retrograde energy. It's almost like every single week there's a little bit of a mixed bag. So the first week is July 1st through the 6th. And the big thing with this week is that Uranus is at 29 degrees of Taurus. So he's the last degree of Taurus. He's been here since 2017, 2018. He went back and forth. And when you have the most disruptive change planet at the last degree of a sign, there's a little bit of this. I don't know if you guys are feeling that. It's, oh, I gotta hurry up, I gotta finish it. It's just, it shakes
Does.
their,
I honestly am waking up that way.
yeah, me too. And in Taurus, it's very physical for us. So there's one piece of advice this month is like really, truly with all the changing and shifting energies, go make sure you're grounding every day, even if you're just stepping outside for a few minutes and putting your feet in the grass and breathing for 5 breaths. Just do something where you check in with your body because there's a lot of electrical energy this month and a lot of retrogrades. So the first week is really a moment where the Uranian energy is really strong and we're really being asked to change and finish up. We're going to get a moment later, like November and December of this year, to come back to this, but this energy is really electric. And Venus changes signs to from Taurus to Gemini that same day on the 4th of July. And so she moves from being more physical and sensual to much more intellectual. So you guys all might want to start reading and joining classes and chatting, and it's just much more social energy versus like physical. And the other thing about this week is on the same day, Neptune is stationing retrograde. And so his energy is also strong this week, meaning you have this electrical Uranian nervous system shake energy that just wants us to break free and jump. And then Neptune can feel really foggy and swimmy, intuitive and creative as well, compassionate, emotional. But these two outer planets coming together this week can make a mixed bag. In one way, we're like, surrender. And another way, we're like, but we want to change and we feel this electricity. So both of those are very ungrounding, honestly. Both of those planets can feel very ungrounding. One pulls up the root and one just asks you to float around and be confused. So it's a lot this week.
And as you said, July 4th specifically feels there's a certain type of energy and way that we may want to be aware of.
Totally. And the cool part about it too, when Venus hits Uranus the same degree and they both are going to move into Gemini, Venus moves into Gemini that day. When they come into each other's energy, if you think about Venus, like our desires, our self-worth, our pleasure, our feminine energy, things along these, our feelings, when she hits Uranus, you guys are going to probably feel stuff. This is already happening, right? This started like July 1st. And so this might shake some stuff out of you. You're going to feel it physically, but it might bring some feelings up. Like this morning, I was like, oh, what the heck is all this?
Yeah.
Let it
Yeah.
shake up, feel the stuff because you're just processing.
Okay. All right. So that's the first week.
Yeah, that's the first week. The second week is huge because on the 7th, Uranus actually changes signs into Gemini. And this is really where, if you think about Uranian energy as like this electrical, liberating, rebellious, you got to make a change like right now. Sometimes it's very sudden. Moving into a sign that's air, it's also a lot, right? But Gemini is going to ask us to change our mind. For the next 6 or 7 years, we're going to be changing all so
So
much.
this is a 6 to 7 year cycle.
Yes, yes.
So that's why I just want to also underline your point in July 1st through 6th, where it is in this last degree of Taurus.
Yeah,
It's been like that
since
six.
2017.
Okay, got it.
Long time.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
You just understanding the amount of time and what you felt in the
yeah,
last 8 years. Yeah.
yeah,
So 8 years, and now it's such a major shift for another however many years.
exactly. And that's the thing. Like we've been moving through Taurus energy, which is this is different for depending on where it is in your chart. Where it shows up in your life is going to be different for everybody, but there's still this theme around, do I feel safe? Do I feel secure? Do I have enough food? Do I have enough money? These are primal. Taurus holds like pure safety and security. And am I worthy? And so we've been shook here at the root.
And I think we're shook.
Totally.
We still are shook.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so
What
now, yeah.
What you can expect with Uranus and Gemini, and I know we talked more about this in the year-long forecast, is a change in our education system, change in perspective, lots of innovation with like information. It's very intellectual, and also think about Aquarian energy mixed with the student's mind. It's really cool. It's like this innovative curiosity that we're all going to really feel, but it's going to require us to also ground more because there's just think about a lot of electrical air moving around. So our perspectives are really going to be shifting over the next, I want to say it's 6 to 8 maybe. So that goes on that week. So make sure to really ground this week. Saturn is stationing retrograde this week. So the week before it was Neptune and Uranus. Now it's Uranus and Saturn on the 13th. And so you're going to feel Daddy Saturn come in and he asks us to take responsibility. Maybe you feel a little heavy. There's some roadblocks. Maybe there's something that karmically is coming up for you that you know you just need to take care of. That's what happens with Saturn's energy is, okay, it's time. And there's a full moon in Capricorn on the 10th, which is also Saturn energy. This entire week and this full moon specifically is going to ask you to balance your home emotional body, like the part of the inside emotional self, right? We're in Cancer season. And Capricorn, the opposition is, okay, but take care of your shit. What do you need to do for work? What do you need to do for your responsibilities? And how do you balance these two out? There's an illumination happening. And this full moon, I would say, is not that dramatic. It's actually, there's quite a lot of flow with it to get some things done. And I don't know, it feels to me like a lot of home people are going to be inspired to get stuff done around the home.
Which you've been saying, right? Because we're still in
Yeah.
that Cancer energy.
Yeah. And
We're,
Mars is still in Virgo. We're still like, ooh, let's clean our closets. And there's still like tending to the home and the hearth is really important this month.
oh, I feel it. Like
Me
without
too.
you having ever said it, I feel it.
Yeah.
So we're talking Thursday, July 10th
Yeah.
is this full moon.
You have Saturn stationing 3 days later, meaning his energy is very strong during that full moon. And it already is because Saturn rules Capricorn. So, like, the full moon's already ruled by Saturn. He's already very strong in that week's energy.
I was going to say the other thing just to remind people about the full moon in general, as you've already said, it's an illumination and it's a way for you to release.
Basically, the seed that you planted during the Cancer new moon is now coming into light, and maybe there's like a pivot or something that needs to go on. It's the light is bright, right? So we can see better. When we have a new moon, it's much more inward. This is much more outward focused. And so there's something that you're seeing in your life that then you can pivot or change or let go of, or just being able to see, oh, okay, got it. Clarity.
Yes.
Yeah.
You definitely need that.
Yeah, for sure. And something else that's really strong about this whole month is that Saturn and Neptune are coming together in Aries. They're so close right now. They've been this way in June. They're going to be this way for until next year. But we are being completely asked to rebirth who we are, to change our identity, to try new things, to be bold and courageous. And so this full moon is going to give you an opportunity to like, okay, it's time to like just jump, do the new thing, change your mind, reinvent who you are. Aries does not care. It's so human and such a warrior, and it just wants to move forward. It doesn't have to have everything figured out. It just wants to go forward. So that's also, we're really changing who we are, and Neptune's energy really brings an energetic level to that. So it's almost like it's not all work with Saturn because he's near Neptune. It's actually the energy behind the new thing you're starting has to also, you also have to pay attention to that. And this can be confusing. Neptune can be very confusing.
Oh, that's good to know. So that if you're feeling that, and if you're also feeling, which I feel in my own life and others that I'm talking to, there does seem to feel like a momentum
Yeah.
depending on what you are doing
Yeah.
or looking to bring to creation
Yeah.
in all ways.
Yeah.
There feels like momentum.
Yeah. It's like the bold, courageous energy to just birth the thing.
Yeah,
Why not? And there's also this energy around, well, who even am I? I don't know. I'm just going to try, see what happens.
totally.
Yeah. I love this energy.
I do too. It does feel really good because I think the other part is that when I use the word momentum, it literally feels like we're being pushed. And you said this to me actually in my own personal reading. You're
Yeah.
like, Robin, you're being pushed. And I think what you're saying is, and that's everybody right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. And you don't have to have it all figured out. That's really what Aries offers us is like it's trial and error. And then it's not mistake. It's just, okay, I learned that. Now this. Just don't give up. Just keep swimming. That's what I keep hearing. Just keep swimming, keep moving forward. You're figuring out, and also you're rewiring who you are and who you thought you were becoming or who you thought you used to be. So it's pretty cool, actually.
I love the permission with it not being perfect and just
Yeah.
try something. Just do it.
Just
Do
do
the
it.
damn thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such seed planting. Like, okay, then that plant, you don't feed that one, and that one doesn't grow. And then you do this one, maybe that one does, and just let yourself be in that energy. The last time Saturn and Neptune came together, it was in Capricorn, it was 1989, which I believe wasn't that when the Berlin Wall fell? I haven't researched a lot about 1989, but that's just to give you some different sign, different energy, but still same two planets.
Interesting. Yeah. That's definitely something to look up
Yeah.
and just understanding what else went on around
Yeah.
that.
There was a lot of liberation. And in Capricorn, it would have been much more about like the authorities. So this is much more personal, you guys. And look in your chart where Aries is and what house and stuff, you'll be able to see where this rebirth is happening for you. But either way, there's a rebirth of self into more of a human space. And the shadow of Aries is war,
Are you serious?
repressed anger and rage. And it's like the temper tantrum.
Wow. Seeing that too.
Yeah, for sure. Every single week here is different. Every single week has different energy.
Okay. So now we're getting to the real mid-July.
Mid-July is when Mercury will station retrograde. It's back.
I'm making my sad face to see
I
because,
know.
oh, it's always something with Mercury retrograde.
I know. It is. It's so annoying. So necessary and so annoying. And those of you born with Mercury retrograde, you like these times because you come home to yourself. Your brain's like, oh, okay, I like this. But for 90% of us, that's not true. This one happens on the 18th, but you're going to feel it the whole week. When Mercury starts to slow is like when technology gets weird, miscommunications happen. This one goes from 15 degrees of Leo to 4 degrees of Leo. So it's just in Leo the whole time. So this is all about going back and revisiting maybe what you did in June, maybe what you did when you were 4. Just depends. But Leo really asks us to honor the inner child and like the play and slow down, play. It's going to feel weird and wonky this week because anytime Mercury's station, he's our mind, right? He's how we communicate technology. That's why I always laugh when Instagram like goes down, like, of course, you guys, Mercury stationing. But yeah, Leo is all about, I want to express myself. Do you hear me? I am an individual in the group. And we're going to be moving into Leo season the next week when the sun shifts. So we're going to be offered this moment to like maybe go revisit your inner child, go do something creative. Think about what you would do as a 5-year-old. What did little you do?
Yeah. And it also feels like an opportunity too, if you are open to really digging deep into that inner child. There's the part of you that wants to feel that play and that freedom
Yeah,
that most 5-year-olds feel. But there's also the opportunity to probably talk to someone like Lizzie and get deep into
totally.
what happened when you were
And
5.
how did it form your beliefs, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think there's, to me, that seems like an opportune time.
It is. And there's a lot of earth and fire energy in July. We still have this Cancer and there's a lot of fire and air. So it's messy, it's chaotic.
Even what we just talked about, I think was so interesting is like, here we are coming from that energy of the full moon that's illuminating, and there's momentum leading into that. And then you're hitting this, it feels like a little bit of a wall.
Yeah. A little bit of a wall. Wherever Leo is in your chart, you're going to be slowed down in that sector. For the first 6 months of this year, we were in retrograde energy. That's why it feels, oh my God. Oh
Yes.
my God. Momentum. Oh, this is what it feels like to move forward.
As someone who feels the energy, it's like a little bit easier to like
Yeah.
make that phone call
Yeah.
or send that email. And
Yeah. But the thing is, just a reminder, Venus and Mars and Mercury were all retrograde at the beginning of the year. So it's not going to be anything like that. That was like total slow down, total hermit. This is just a little bit.
okay.
We have Uranus changing signs. There's Aries energy. There's still a lot of momentum to be had. It's just like one place in your life you're going to need to go back. And retrogrades are sacred, you guys. They're really important because if we didn't have them, we wouldn't get as stretched out. Mercury goes really fast. These are 2 or 3 weeks, like boom, in and out of places in your life. And so when we get these like moments of stretch, there's something really important about it that we're missing. We need
Yeah.
to revisit. So I always try to remind myself, like, okay, it's just temporary. And there's something here. There's something here. You won't see it until August, probably. You'll be like, ah, got it.
Which is an interesting time too, because for a lot of people, you're getting towards the end of summer, but you're not quite there. And so, in a way, it makes sense that it's the energy almost might force you a little bit to whether that is dig deeper or start to play a little bit more.
100%. And this is also slow down,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Savor summer, lay in the hammock, read the book. Leo energy, honestly, at its best is like making a watercolor picture outside by the water, and it's just like laying in a hammock, and it's just totally playful. It's total leisure. The next week, the sun moves into Leo, so it's going to also offer us like the dog days of summer are like they're meant to be playful.
And I feel like we forget that.
Yeah. Maybe it will feel good. Maybe it'll be like, okay, I really do need to slow down. And maybe life is going to slow down a little bit just for a
Yeah.
second.
One other question before we move on from Mercury retrograde. I always like to highlight this when we talk about it. With Mercury retrograde, there's two things I want to bring up. One is we're told to not buy any electronics, anything with technology. What is your take on that?
Don't stop living your life. I've bought houses and RVs and sold houses and RVs during Mercury retrograde. Just make sure that if there's contracts or like really important details to really go over them because your mind isn't necessarily as quick as normal. So you might miss things. That's why sometimes people don't understand us. We're like, what the hell? Like, how do you not get what I'm saying? But don't not live your life. Sometimes what happens, honestly, is I've been noticing like I'll buy something even right before Mercury, when Mercury's stationing and slowing down, and then I'll think I need it, and then I'll get the thing, and I'll be like, what the heck was I? I don't need this thing, or this thing is not what I wanted. So just use caution. That's all. And it
Yeah.
depends on where it happens in your chart too, right? If it's like home, maybe your dishwasher breaks and you have to buy a dishwasher, or like maybe you are moving, or maybe you're packing, or it just depends.
And then similarly, if you are, let's say, about to sign a contract for a job
Yeah.
or you're buying a house, anything like that, what's your take on that? Do you think you need to completely avoid it? Or
No.
is it something that I remember we had this conversation at some point where, especially if you had started those conversations before it started, in a way, it's good. You just have to be extra careful about
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah, like sometimes it's okay, I'm buying a house, but then I hit a slow period where like it's not closing exactly when I wanted it to, or sometimes that happens, or like I'm on a trip and like my trip takes longer, I pivot. So don't stop what you're doing at all. Just make sure that you're fine to like you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's with the contract. Or maybe you have multiple people look it over, or just take a moment to reflect. Because Mercury retrograde asks us to sit still for a minute. And if you just try to push through things like you normally would, it's not, that's where you miss stuff.
Got it. All right. So then that was the 18th of July.
That's all really I have for that week. That's the
Well,
biggest
it's a
thing.
big one.
Yep. So week 4 would be the 21st to the 27th of July. On the 22nd, the sun moves into Leo and we start Leo season. And then we have a new moon in Leo on the 24th. So there's a lot of Leo. We go from watery Cancer, which is more emotional and more, we are often spending a lot of time with family reunions. We're looking back at the past. We're more nostalgic, more emotional in general, into Leo, which is much more playful, like creative and playful. And like we were talking about earlier, your inner child. So the new moon on the 24th is opposite Pluto. It has really good energy, except for that. And I'm not saying this is bad, but there's a tension point around you as an individual and the group. So this usually means that you're going to feel this in the externally in the collective, like something will probably go down at that time. But Leo's, but I want to be me. And then Aquarius Pluto opposition is saying, but is that best for the group? Is that best for humanity? Do you belong to the group? Do they see you? Can you be an individual? So there's something about this new moon that we're working with our inner child. And as much as you can lean into that like playful leisure energy, that will really benefit you and really set an intention on this new moon to express yourself, to see little you. So you might have things come up with friends around this time. And this time, the whole lunar cycle. So like 28 days after the 24th. Because when we start a lunar cycle, it's 28 days. So the new moon is just the seed. just the beginning, right? So you'll see this come into fruition. The new moon's energy carries over until the full moon. You get 2 weeks of this vibe, basically.
Yeah. So it's going to take you into August.
Yeah, it's almost like a snapshot of the energy where you plant the seed and then that kind of carries through. And so the opposition to Pluto is really this moment of, is this right for my future? Am I creating what I want? Am I being seen? Am I expressing myself? Am I having compassion for my heart? It just can come up in a multitude of ways.
And in addition to like setting an intention, is there any other way we should honor the new moon?
What's coming to me intuitively is like, just ask 5-year-old self what you would want to do. What do you want to create? What do you want to make? How do you want to spend your time? Can you plant the seed of just having more play? Because we don't have enough of that. I don't. We need
No,
to be pushed, right? To be like, chill out.
I can tell you what 5-year-old Robin wants. What does 5-year-old Stevie want?
Oh, she wants to like make paper collage and just like
I think you and
watercolor.
Lisa Nitzkin should do that. That's something Lisa.
Yeah, I know.
5-year-old Robin wants to dance. I need a dance party.
Oh my God, have a dance party. That's so perfect.
So I think we need to make all of that happen. So,
Yeah.
and really, when you're listening to this, and as I was just asking Stevie, or I ask myself, ask yourself, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Because
Yeah,
that is really coming from that inner child. So remember to ask that.
totally. And just play. Just go play.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So yeah, that's the vibe of that week. It just feels like chill out. And the Mercury will be slowed all the way down, so it's a good time to savor summer
Yeah, definitely.
if you can. And then the last week is the 28th through the 31st. And two things happen this week. Chiron is going retrograde. I just can't believe how many planets are like
This
stopping
is
and
crazy.
just so you guys know, when a planet slows down, their energy is beaming into your head, into your body, and you feel their energy louder for that moment. And retrogrades, all these planets moving retrograde, this is normal. All these outer planets go retrograde for half the year. So
Oh,
it's not like abnormal. Some people have them, but the retrograde energy for the second half of the year, there is this retrograde means inward, slow down, go inward. And so Chiron means that his energy will be really strong. And that can mean that you're triggered. That can mean that you feel wounded. But the best part of Chiron is that there's this moment of awareness, if you so choose, to be like, huh, and like to choose curiosity. Now, why did that trigger me? What part of me has some belief that there's something about you that's attracting that wound or attracting that trigger or that sense of abandonment? And we all come in with these from our past lifetimes, right? Like they're so, oh, we're so vulnerable. We're so abandoned in some place in our lives. Everybody has it. So when Chiron stations, some part of us feels like open and raw. And this could also look like you get to help your mom or your friend or somebody heal, or your inner healer gets really turned on, or you have something in your life where you're like, oh, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start using my gifts. Like that, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you're triggered. It could be something really beautiful that comes into your life too that during this week.
and it feels like it's getting an extra shot of power in that sense because of Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So use it as an invitation to see something with curiosity and just be aware of, oh, and then maybe you just honor that part of yourself from yourself, right? Like you're like, oh, hi, honey. Come have a seat at the table. I see you're safe, whatever you need to do. I literally did that to myself this morning. I like pulled myself into a fetal position and I started crying because I was just like, what the heck is going on? And I just, oh, you just have all this. So then I just literally was like, you're safe. It's okay. I see you. I'm so proud of you. I just gave myself all the things that like I needed to hear from outside myself. So like this week, it might be really important to do that for yourself.
Yeah. And I really hope people can hear that and can also start to really connect with that inner child, but then that other part of you that I think we're so quick to want to push down or push.
Oh, I did. I was like, ugh. And then I just kept coming. And then I tried to get a hug from my husband and it didn't work. You know what I mean? It wasn't right. And I like to use my physical body. So I like went upstairs and put myself in a little fetal position, made myself feel small, and then worked with my body that way. And then I was fine. So it's very helpful to have those.
Yeah. And for every person, that's going to be slightly different. That's a really good example.
Totally. It might be like punching a pillow or just going out and sitting by a tree or just crying or screaming, whatever you need.
Yeah. And you think about this whole month, and that's how we're ending it and going into August. It's quite the mixed bag of
It's a
emotions.
mixed bag. It's a great way of saying it. It's a mixed bag. Ground, please.
Yeah, we really will need to keep track of how you're feeling. Like,
Yeah.
do that for yourself. Keep notes in your phone if that helps you. Certainly reach out to any of us,
Yeah.
whether that's via social, email us. You should all work with Stevie. Get your charts read, work with her on an ongoing basis, which you can find at steviecalista.com. You can join our Seeking Center community, which you can ask any of our guides questions throughout the
Yes.
month. And we're doing live sessions as well. So it helps all of us come together and get through the month.
Yeah, and feel supported by each other and seen. That's going to be a really big theme, especially the second half of the month and into August, is just feeling like I want to be seen.
Yeah. So hopefully, all of this information really can serve as just a little bit of a roadmap for the rest of the month. And here's to getting through it all
Yep.
together. Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you.